Heyo! Welcome back. We're on to game number 2 from the Asus ROG tournament. We're back in group play. We've got our blue Terran player in the bottom left side of Whirlwind LE. It's going to be Taeja. And on the other side of the map, clan member of Quantic, it's going to be our red Zerg player, Hyun. So we're on a massive map now. Whirlwind LE. Such a big map. I remember when this map first came out, I think I was playing Protoss at the time, and I was like, thumbs down. Not playing that map. Overall, not the best map for Protoss. You have to worry about the super big entrance. It's your second. Your third is kind of way over here. It's not the best. Now, as far as Zerg goes, this is probably like a map a lot of Zerg players like a lot. It's massive, it's huge. There's not too many choke points that you have to deal with, so the big open areas are great. Makes force fields a lot less relevant. You know, and another good reason for this map for Zerg is if you got mutas, you can kind of go over here, hit this third, and then jump back here to their main. And the travel placement they have to go for their army is way over here, and then all the way back. Unless they have dropships and they just kind of follow you, but that would never work because they would just target down the dropships and you would die anyway, or at least the medevacs would die anyway. So you know, this is a pretty good Zerg map. So we'll see if Hyun can take the victory here. Both players going for the greedy opening. Taeja going for the command center on the high ground, which I've of course said this many times, the preferred way to take the CC opening. You know, you can throw a CC on the low ground, but that's just, I think that's like asking for it. That's like, all right, I think that's like showing off. That's like Marine King level of greedy, just to have a CC on the low ground, not even walling off. You know, sure, if you're going to do it on a map, this would be the best map to do it on. But even still, you know, the Zerg player could counter play you, you know, reverse meta you, and then there's 6 pooling in, and you're like, well, oh well. You're SOL. But as of yet, no one is SOL just yet. Hyun's got his gas up. Pool coming along nicely, and the Terran player, Taeja down here, is also getting his 1 gas up. This works out really nicely. He's going to be able to throw down, get the orbital command on both of his command centers at the same time. Now, normally, you know, at least relatively at the same time, this one's going to go ahead and finish, and this one's just a hair later, but it works out really nice for macro. You know, as a Terran player, as a Zerg player, whatever, especially as a Zerg player, when you try to do your larva injection, you want to do all of them at the exact same time. That way you don't have to, you know, wait like 5 or 6 seconds to do another one, and it messes up your rhythm. It can really streamline your play, and it just makes your macro feel a lot easier, and you're definitely a lot more efficient. So Hyun is scouted everywhere, except for where his opponent's at. He's scouted the top left, bottom right, and now, due to process of elimination, he will know that his opponent is on the bottom left side of the map. Scout gets in there, sees not too much, sees that there's no gas on the... I don't think there's a... Did he see this one gas? I don't know. He can't see the creep there, so I don't think he actually even saw the drone returning the gas there. So I'm pretty sure he's not too aware of what's going on. He's just seen a bunch of workers, so he sees the double queens out here. Creep tumors are going to start spreading across the map. You know, with a map this large, creep tumors are a must. You can spread all over the place. You can cover everything, and especially with overlords. This is, excuse me, this is another great map just for overlord placement. There's so many good spots to put overlords. A lot of open area here, and just kind of have your overlords all over the place, spreading creep on the expansions. Bunkers up here for Taeja. Definitely not playing that gritty as where he doesn't even make a bunker. You know, he's not that crazy. Riding on the razor's edge there. Terran player goes for CC first, doesn't get a bunker, goes straight into Hellions off a reactor. No Marines even made, doesn't even care. But now Taeja playing a lot safer than that. Third base on the way up here for Hyun. Overlord still spreading out across the map. Roach Warrant on the way over here at the natural. Speed is finished for our Zerg player. Hasn't yet started a third gas. This is a second on the way. So this is really looking so far like Hyun is going to go for a big Roach Zergling attack. And we'll see how well these reactor Hellions can deal with it. Stem is being researched. You got that pretty quickly there. 2 more barracks up on the way, so everything's pretty standard for this Terran player. Going for a double reactor opening here. Okay, so double reactor with a tech lab. Overload up here in a really good position. Zerglings still running around the map, scouting everything as possible. A lot of creep tumors being spread for Hyun. Marine on patrol on the right side of the map, trying to deny scouting from this Overlord. We'll see if Hyun's going to commit to this, but it looks like he is. Yeah, I think he's going to go ahead and commit to it. One Marine isn't that scary, but if he pulls those two from, actually three there from the main, things will get a little bit more scary. But I think by that point, he's going to be able to see everything. He's going to scout, you know, okay, this is a pretty standard barracks starport opening with reactor Hellions up here at the front. And, you know, the Roaches already out there. Perfect timing here from Hyun. Deflects these Hellions, no problem. And Taeja is forced to retreat. Let's see what he actually saw with those Overlords. He saw... Oh, he actually didn't see the extra barracks over there. That would have been pretty handy. But anyways, you know, knowing Taeja's playstyle, he's got to feel pretty confident knowing anyways, he probably had a pretty high certainty, even before the game started, what he was going to do on this map. And so far, everything looks pretty safe. And Taeja getting really safe over here. After scouting out those Roaches, I wonder if he saw anything special. No, he just saw the Roaches, he saw the creep, and maybe it was the number of Roaches that's really throwing him for a loop here, but look at all these extra bunkers he's making. He's making 3 extra bunkers. He's leaving SCVs at the line to defend with. Now he's pulling them back. So he was worried there for a little bit, but it seems like Hyun is just biding his time. He's got a Baneling Nest coming up here, +1 armor on the way. Not a second Evo chamber yet. Not a second Evo chamber yet. He's up to layer tech, so... This attack that's coming may be delayed just a little bit. A 4th hatchery going up here. So not deciding to push out across the map. Taeja's got those Hellions there at the map control and quickly dropping those 3 bunkers. Salvages all 3 of those guys and quickly throwing up command center. So, you know, Taeja sensing, all right, the time has passed from the attack that Hyun might have had there. So that's one thing. So go ahead and cancel all those guys for that. And on top of that, he can push out at this point because he has these medevacs. He's got the Marines. He's got Stim. And he's got the Marauders, so knowing that he is going to have map control here for a little bit, he feels pretty confident. He's canceling all that stuff, throwing up an expansion, and now he's going to push over here at the 3rd. Hyun has a couple Roaches over here, a couple Queens, even a Macro Hatch. You know, Hyun is the king of Macro Hatches. I'm pretty sure he's made more Macro Hatches than any other player in the history of everything. And getting in a nice position here for Taeja. He's going to kill a lot of workers. The workers are going to be in the back there. The Hellions can sit right on top of those guys, but he's kind of focusing here on the hatchery, not really worried about the drones too much. The hatchery does fall. Stim's going down. Those workers just sneak out of there. I can't believe they... Oh my god. Are these Banelings going to connect? Ah, they're connecting really well. And those 2 medevacs fly out of there. So as far as losses go, Zerg players lost a little bit more, especially that extra base. But I'm surprised all these drones got out of there. If Taeja would have managed to kill those drones when they were bunched up in the back of that base, that would have been so critical. I mean, at this point... Losing this hatchery isn't that big of a deal because he instantly transferred them to another base. So I think in that situation, he would have been a lot more cost-effective to take out those drones as opposed to taking out that hatchery. But at that point, he couldn't have known about it. So he was just going with the surefire thing, taking out that hatchery. Of course, he does delay both these gases here. That's something that he doesn't have initially at that next base. So that's one good thing over here. He's still, you know, slowing down the gas capabilities of his Zerg unit. Back over here in Taeja Lane, he's got double engineering bays coming up, another factory popping out here, and a lot more barracks, starting to produce some more Marines and some Marauders. Scan goes forward, trying to control these creep tumors. Hyun is doing an okay job with the creep tumors, kind of going a little bit in every direction, and Hyun getting down here right before that orbital command lands, and great timing here from these Zerglings. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a burrow just yet, at least I don't think he does. Oops. Wrong hotkey. Does he have burrow? Where are some Zerglings at? Let's use this old... Nope, doesn't have burrow just yet. So a medevac drop here from Taeja looking to do some damage, but you know, as I've noticed lately, Taeja isn't too successful with these drops, so we got to push here at the bottom. Taking out the Overseer really quickly, so that's going to allow him to do any type of invisible stuff if he feels like it. Drop picks up, and now he's going straight into the main. But look at this, Hyun already on top of this everywhere. He was trying to, you know, throw him for a loop there, hoping he was going to pull most of his forces out here to this 4th base, but it wasn't going to happen. Now, Taeja is kind of grouping up all his forces in the top left part of the map here. Hyun doing an excellent job of just completely stonewalling Taeja's attempts at drops. And Stonewall is actually the name of a barbecue place I go to lunch every once in a while for work. I just thought of that, you know. And actually, and speaking of Stonewalls, we're actually having that tomorrow for lunch. Hopefully it'll be good. Anyways, enough about my boring work life. Hyun is now making He hasn't saturated these guys in gases yet. Throwing up some spore crawlers. Want to keep that tight down there. Want to keep those drops away. A lot of forces up here. The Widow Mines are going to burrow. If burrow goes down, are they going to connect? There's a lot of workers. Oh, actually, there's a lot of Zerglings and a lot of them going down, but there's just so many forces here for Hyun. Hyun slaughters Taeja's army and now takes a huge supply lead here on Whirlwind on game number 2. And a huge... Oh my god, those guys didn't get it picked up. Oh yeah, they needed it picked up so bad. Wouldn't mind getting 5 kills there, but we'll quickly go down. This one's going to die. 2. Goes down with that Overseer. And now another drop here at the Zelnaga Tower. Taeja getting brave with these drops. Split up his guys. One going to the top to go for a drop, but right now there's 2 Spore Crawlers up there, but not much left to speak of, and no forces here in the main. So he can't do a little bit of damage, but you know what he really has to worry about is this amazing force here from Hyun that's right outside his 3rd base. Will he have enough to deal with this? Look at the supply, 93 versus 96. So Taeja's got a lot of workers, but are they gonna? Or sorry, not a lot of workers, a lot of army, and especially a lot of Widow Mines. Look at all these Widow Mines. The Banelings need to connect over here. They need to take out all those Widow Mines. They need to take out the Marines. The Roaches can come in here and clean up. Another base is even built here. But look at this. The drop at the top is forced to fall back. Hyun has got too much stuff. Taeja now forced to lift, taking out so many SCVs there. This is a huge blow for Hyun onto Taeja. Marines fighting for their life here, getting plenty of medevac heals, but there's just not enough Marines to do damage. Look at the supply, 180 versus 127. Taeja is in some serious problems right now. And look at the reinforcement train here from Hyun, streaming it across the map. The Hyun train is on a non-stop path right into Taeja's main. And I gotta say, Taeja's in such a predicament here. He's got some more Widow Mines. Will they connect? No, actually one of them does. The other one I guess already shot, and now Taeja trying to fight, but he's got completely surrounded. That's not where you want to fight, Taeja. You want to be in your base, but the one bunker's not going to be enough. He's wishing he had those 3 extra bunkers right now. And the push continues here for Hyun. Units streaming across the map. The base over here is lifted. We got a 4-base Taeja, a 4-base Hyun versus a 3-base Taeja. Actually, 2-base Taeja now. One really doesn't count so much. Banelings. Oh, look at those guys popping up, and Taeja drops to GG, seeing those Banelings hatch, knowing it was the end times for him. So, man, Hyun working great this game, just shutting down Taeja's dropping. You know, if there's one thing I think Taeja needs to work on is his drop skills. But even still, Hyun was, you know, Johnny on the spot, cleaning up all the drops that Taeja even attempted to throw at him. Sure, Taeja got to take out that early 3rd base from Hyun, but like I said, it didn't really accomplish too much. And you know, as we saw in the end result here of the game, it wasn't enough of an early game advantage to for Taeja to pull out a victory. So game number 2 is down. We'll head on into game number 3 coming up next. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more of my stuff, youtube.com/EonChikino. I'll see you guys next time.